sound better.
Yeah. Um. So anyway, what are you up to?
Not much, just hanging out.
So, that's a cool book bag. Where'd you get it from?
Trucker friend of ours.
Huh?
It's a guy that drives a truck. He gave it to us.
Oh, that's nice of them. So anyway, how long you been up out on the street stuff?
About a year.
Yeah, and what you been doing up there lately?
Just sitting up there right here for right now. But
Talk loud.
just been sitting over here for right now.
Okay.
Tonight.
Well, I was want to talk to you about something. What is what's the challenge been living by yourself?
Just people stealing from us.
Really?
Yeah.
So what's the most memorable thing you had stolen from you?
Well, just recently, tonight we got pretty much everything stolen from us. We got with this book bag. What's in the book bag? We got like a couple outfits each. And we had a bunch of clothes.
So what'd you do for a job? I mean, so you've been been looking for what you've been doing since you've been homeless on the street. What you've been doing like for jobs and stuff?
Just side things.
Okay, like what's the best thing you've done? What's the best thing you've done recently?
Some strapping.
Okay, what'd you do? Where'd you go?
We rode around Trenton and New Miami and just got different things out of on trash day.
Oh, that sounds like fun.
Or sometimes we'd look in like a Dollar General dumpster and like a couple weeks ago I got a brand new fan in a box still
Mm-hmm.
and a gamer video game headset.
Oh, that's cool.
It was all in the box. And then let's see.
Well, you bought that?
No, it was in the dumpster.
It was in a dumpster?
Yeah, and then like right before that, before we moved here, and let's see, it was Marmot, West Virginia. I got a coffee pot. It was still in a box.
Mm-hmm.
What else did I get? At this bargain place, I got all kinds of different things. It was a bunch of cell phone cases, the lantern lights for your porch.
Uh-huh.
Let's see. I'm trying to think, because there was so much stuff. Like the one night I had a whole bag full of stuff.
Yeah.
Different random things that were, I guess they thought they wasn't going to sell, so they threw it out.
Mm-hmm. Well, the thing was, though, so you've been through dumpsters, like getting stuff and everything, right? So, and that kind of gross. Don't you feel kind of yuck?
Sometimes, but sometimes you got to do what you got to do to kind of get ahead.
Well, okay, so you're like any wild animal encounters or anything like that?
Mm-hmm.
No, really? I remember one time I used to work in the movie theater, and I threw like a big trash bag into the dumpster, and this raccoon just jumps out like damn, and then like scares off. But yeah, I mean they love those dumpsters and everything like that.
Yeah, I haven't had none like the dumpsters at our apartment. A couple times when I was throwing stuff away, the raccoon would come out, and there'd be like a couple of them coming out. Mm-hmm. They kind of catch you off guard.
Mm-hmm. Yeah.
Raccoons don't really bother me.
They're kind of skittish. Well, they smell. That's why. Right. What's your favorite kind of wild animal? I really like the deer around here.
Deer? Yeah, I like deer. I like probably deer.
Yeah, everyone loves deer.
Right.
But anyway, I was wondering, so that's been going through dumpsters and stuff like that. So, what's what's like the worst job you had so far as like being sent out somewhere? I mean, what's that to shoot? Recently, I mean, what I mean is, like, what's the worst job you had as far as like recently? It's like going down somewhere to get to work.
Worst job recently. Probably. I don't know. I don't know. Really, I don't really look at it. I try not to look at anything as being like worse, because then it just kind of gets you in your head or feelings and stuff. And I'd always try to look at the bright side of things. So
Yeah.
I was, it's like, I don't know, I just try to accept everything for what it is, because otherwise you ponder on it and you let it get a hold of you, and it's just you kind of lose yourself.
Yeah. Well, I was wanting to talk to you. So so your family lives like far away, Florida. How come you guys are so separated?
Because well, me and her we moved to Florida in 2017,
Uh huh.
and we're most of my family and all her family are from here.
Yeah.
But my parents and my little brothers and little sister had moved to Florida in probably like 2007 or something like that. And so me and her ended up moving in 2017 and stayed there till 2021. Moved to West Virginia. She wanted to come back here, but I tried to. I didn't want to come back to Ohio, but once we kind of you know hit rock bottom in West Virginia, we kind of made our way back here, because the cost to leave West Virginia to get there was double what it is here. But I just didn't have one of the times my stuff got stolen. Someone hadn't got my wallet, so I don't even have an ID to be able to even do a lot of the things I need to do to be able to even like work. I
Yeah.
got a
Well, how'd you
digital
get?
ID, but I don't have a regular ID, because Florida does the what they call a digital smart ID.
Yeah.
But a lot of places that don't do the smart IDs, they don't accept them.
Right.
So it kind of puts a damper in it for using it. So well, I guess I could probably get one here, but I think I can have one sent here. I just ain't really had the
Mhm.
extra money, because every time I do get money, it's taking care of ourselves, different things. But now I gotta figure out how to get us more clothes, because he wants to be. I don't know. I've known him for 15 years, and he just like turned his back on me all of a sudden. Like,
Who, your friend?
yeah, I didn't even like. I know he was aggravated with my girl, but because she's not really a sociable, or like she don't really socialize a lot like the people. Like she's kind of to herself,
Oh.
and he just he started being a dick because she's staying in the room more. And of course, I'm going back and forth trying to keep both sides happy. So, but my girl comes first, so
Oh, your friend.
always
Well, you must really love her. How long you two been together?
since 2017.
Yeah.
But we've known each other probably 10, 15 years longer than that, maybe.
Damn.
We've known each other for a long time.
That's nice. That's real sweet.
We got, or not 2017, 2015. We've been together since. We got not September 27th of 2015 is when we got together.
Yeah. Well, I was wanting to know though. I mean, you're talking about like what was your memorable first date?
The first date.
Uh huh.
Well, we started talking. I was in Florida
Yeah.
actually at the time, and she had messaged me, replying back to a message where I had messaged her and her ex-husband, because I was in a program
Yeah.
called Teen Challenge,
Uh huh.
and I was in there for 9 months,
Yeah.
and I was supposed to do 11 to 12 months in it, but in the second phase, I got in trouble for playing spades in another student's room, and then someone told on me for nicotine.
Oh
And
shit.
they wanted to send me back to induction for 3 months and bring me back in my fifth month there. So I was like, well, I'm not court ordered. I came here on my own. I'm just gonna go home. I'm not doing all that. Like that's just not. I'm not. That's just decided I wasn't gonna do it. So I went back to Florida with my parents, and probably I don't know, 4 or 5 months later, she got back. She got ended up getting in contact with me because I didn't hear from either one of them. And I found that's when she had told me that they had split up and stuff. And me and her was kind of talking, and then she actually drove from here to Florida
Right.
to come get me and see me. And we started off there. It was a little rocky at first because she had just gotten out of a 16-year relationship, and so she kind of freaked out on me after about 2 3 months. But then I was persistent to her, so it all worked out.
Really?
Yeah.
Yeah. Well, so you said you have like two kids, right, or more?
I got me and her. Well, technically, me and her would have three, but our, we have two girls together, and we would have a son.
Uh huh.
But she had a miscarriage with him at like 6 months along, so she actually had to still give birth to him.
Oh,
He
Jesus.
was, he was just a little like little thing. He didn't even have eyes.
They grow up. Well, they grow like week by week or whatever. I mean, a week or two too early could be
Right.
something.
And then
So
I got two older boys. I got a 15-year-old and a 17-year-old.
I'm almost grown.
Mm-hmm.
And what do they like to do?
Um, Play sports. They play video games. And they like their dogs. They got a pit. They had two of them. I think they still got two pits.
Two pit bulls.
Yeah.
The pit bulls are good with them and stuff.
Mm-hmm.
Well, they always like give pit bulls a bad name, like being dangerous or
I think
something.
it's all in how they're raised.
Uh-huh.
Just growing up, we had I had two Rottweilers, and the first one,
Uh-huh.
we, she was always around people, and then one night out the blue, like she was gone, but we couldn't figure out what happened to her.
Uh-huh.
And then she actually had identification on her ear from like a tattoo ID.
Yeah.
That they did back in the 90s. And then we got a second one, which was they were both short-haired German, but the first one, her name was Shotzi, she was a female, and then Zima, he's a male.
Okay, Shotzi's the one. The what one? The dogs you had or the pit bulls?
The dogs I had.
Yeah, the name Shotzi. Like Marge Shot. Do you remember the Cincinnati Reds founder Marge Shot?
Shotzi and
Shot. She had a dog named Shotzi, I think, and I think yeah. And your dog name was what?
Shotzi and Zima.
Seaman. Yeah.
And then Zima, he was. All right, so out of the litter he came from, actually, there was two other dogs that attacked and like mauled this little boy.
Uh-huh.
With there was three Germans or three Rottweilers that attacked him, but
Yeah.
there was the third Rottweiler was from Germany and he was trained in German commands.
Yeah.
But the people that owned him, the way that they raised him was they threw a live rabbit down in their basement
Uh-huh.
to the dogs, and so the dogs had to, that's how they ate.
Uh-huh.
So the little boy and his brother had seen the dogs coming, so it scared them and they took off running. Well, so those dogs, what they seen was in their eyes was that rabbit, and the little brother wasn't able to get up the tree, and the dogs had mauled him and attacked him. So my mom, she freaked out and ended up getting like a little kennel, and anytime people came over, she would put him in there. So he wasn't like aggressive towards people, but like my mom's one friend when he was still like in between a puppy and full grown, she had teased him through the back window before when we wasn't home, and hers when she would come over, he'd get her like ready to attack because he seen her as a threat, but most other people, as long as we was right there with him, he was all right. But he was a funny dog. I remember one day we came outside and he's biting the extension cord that's ran to the swimming pool to run the pump. and it would shock him, and he'd jump back and bark at it, and then fight it again until he chewed it in half. But it kept shocking him for that. It was
So,
pretty funny.
so this was the dog. So this dog you had, it actually attacked a kid when you were growing up.
No, not my dog, but two of his, I guess, siblings.
Oh my god.
Out of the same litter he came from.
Oh, okay.
They was like they was like true. Like they came from like a show dog background.
Okay.
So their ears were clipped and done a certain way. Like my mom would had ran tape on his ears so they would sit. He would train it to sit a certain way.
Mm-hmm.
It was pretty. Zemo's pretty big, like massive Rottweiler.
Oh, he was Zemo.
So he had a big head and everything, big old paws. He was pretty muscular.
That's a kind of a neat little name. It kind of reminds me of Warrior Princess name.
Princess,
Yeah, what was her name?
Xena or something like that.
Yeah, something like that. Yeah.
We used to call my sister that because when she would get mad, she would like we call her Princess Warrior because she'd get all like angry and like this is the way she would act.
Uh huh.
We called her that, so it was funny that she gets so pissed.
So was she older than you or younger?
Yeah, both my. I got two older sisters. I got the one's like a year older than me.
Yeah.
And my oldest one's 5 years older.
Mm-hmm.
And once I turned 18, mom and dad decided to do foster care. So they ended up, getting a few sets of kids. Probably I don't know how many sets they got, but the ones that my little, they're to me they're my blood. But I got two little brothers. They're twins. They were 6 months old when my mom got them, and their full-blood sister was, I want to say 3,
Uh-huh.
and they're now, the boys are now like 22, 23.
Oh wow.
And,
So they did say adopted children. They're able to, that's kind of a hard thing to do is adopt kids. They must have a real good record and stuff.
Oh yeah. But I always told people that my mom wasn't done raising kids, so she decided to do foster. But they ended up, one little brothers. It's kind of crazy how they turned out because like twins usually, from what I've always seen, they kind of follow the same footsteps as each other. But the one twin, he's like that little lazy gamer kid. He's only had one job, but the other one that I'm really close to, he's been in the army and all kinds of stuff. He's all athletic. He don't know play video games.
Yeah.
He got out of the army because of the vaccine. They made it mandatory for all military, and he said he didn't believe in it or trust it. So he said, "I'm not taking it."
So you have you had two. So you had two kids, and of course they got a couple pit bulls and stuff. What kind of sports do you like to do?
My youngest son likes basketball and football.
How good is he?
And he's pretty good. Or at least when he was a little bit younger, because he but they're both tall. So like let's see, my oldest one hit 6'3" at 14.
Wow. I'm 6'4", so.
So he's got some size to him. He's got big neck and everything. The other one, he's like scrawny compared to his brother. But before he sprouted, he was not a little chunky.
Yeah. Well, the thing was though, so how well they done? Well, how won basketball? I mean, has he won any prizes or anything? Like basketball team he's been on, or they won like top prize, or is he what?
Well, I think he my oldest one, I'm surprised he hasn't, or at least hasn't told me anything on it, but because he's been hitting like 3-pointers since he was probably about 6. He's been over there.
Well,
hit 3-pointers and or throw a football like let's see.
Yeah.
Probably from like the concrete slab to the not this parking spot.
That one.
At like 6, 7 years old,
There you go.
Pretty good on.
Yeah. Well, I was want to know. You got like a couple kids like one who's autistic.
Mm-hmm.
You said, how was that different? Like, how was like raising an autistic child? How was doing that?
I mean, it's got its challenges, but she's really smart, so she catches on quick.
Uh huh.
As far as your typical stuff, but like the potty training part, it's kind of been like how do you really teach her when um, she can't communicate with you?
Oh, she ain't that old then, is she?
She's only she'll be, but she just turned 6 on the 17th.
Oh, okay. Oh, she's a little thing. Okay. I thought she was probably a teenager or something like that.
No, she's tough and feisty when she needs to be.
But does she have any problem like focusing in school or anything like that, or
No,
what?
she does pretty good in school. Just as long as somebody don't take something that she has.
Yeah.
Like when she was, I want to say 3 or 4.
Yeah.
She was in I think it's called ABA
Uh huh.
therapy.
Yeah.
And a little boy came up and took a book from her,
Yeah.
and she went, she put him on his butt and took it back.
Oh wait. Okay. So the kid. So when she. So recently, a kid took a book from her and she fought back.
That was a couple years ago, but yeah,
Oh, what did she do? She put him on. What did she do? She spanked him one or what?
No, she shoved him down.
She shoved him down. She got her book back.
Yes.
Your daughter did.
Mm-hmm.
Don't mess with her. She take care of herself. She's a little kid. She take care of herself.
One night I came in the house or in the apartment and I picked her up and something was bothering her and she didn't know how to communicate with me. But she like open hand 3-piece me. I was like, what is happening here? I didn't know whether to high five her or get on to her. Like, I didn't want to you gotta be a little bit particular on how you correct them on things because they get aggravated when they can't communicate something to you that's bothering them or something like that. So it's like we try not to even like raise our voice at her because we don't want her to think that like it's bad. So like certain things and what they see and is how they see it. And that's what they know. That's how they like basically how they see it in their eyes is what it is. And there's no really telling them any different because that's just how they foresee it, and they I don't know.
So she was in class for like slower kids or something for autistic or ADD or something you said.
Yeah, well, the ADA therapy is supposed to help teach them and us how to like certain things like they're supposed to help with like actually okay for instance my youngest daughter which is a year behind her she'll be 5 in August. Well, it is August anyway. So on the 26th she'll be 5 and she actually started walking and crawling before Bella did but Bella she when she first started crawling and stuff it was only on soft surfaces.
Oh, really? It's on soft surfaces. She don't start crawling on soft surfaces.
Yeah, and then eventually she'd move around on her knees, and they'll get around pretty quick. But
Yeah.
it was like at first the same with the crawling, she started on soft surfaces. But once she moved her knees, and then ADA therapies, when she was there, they helped get her to the on her feet and start walking. But she actually had to have surgery on her back. She had I thought they call it tethered spine.
Is this your youngest daughter or your autistic one?
Autistic.
Yeah, she'd have a surgery on her back.
Yeah.
Oh.
At a very young age, and they said she had a tethered spine.
Wow.
So the tail of it was like I guess tethered together. So they actually had to remove something. I'm not really sure exactly what, but to because they said it was causing her to have pressure on her feet.
Yeah.
And making them sensitive for us. So it took a little bit after that, and she kind of backtrack some
Yeah.
after the surgery, but she's done pretty good. Let's see, she was probably 4 years old before she started doing the stairs.
How long did surgery last?
It lasted a few hours, I think, if I remember right.
Yeah.
And I had, we, she stayed in the hospital for like 4 days, 5 days, I think it was.
Oh, that's great.
She didn't. She didn't care too much for there because she had to stay in that bed for. I'm gonna say it was like 2 days, and then after that, we was able to get her out of the bed because she's still hooked up with the IV.
Yeah.
We would, me and her sister would put, well, they would both be in not stroller, a wagon, pull them around the hallway and stuff, and get them out of the room. So
Well, okay, and so what memories do some of your well, how does pit bulls get along with you? Your son's pit bulls.
they're pretty cool. The actually, the one his name's Platinum.
Platinum,
Yeah, he's
like a platinum record.
yeah,
Uh,
he's kind of got like that grayish, like silverish look to him.
uh
You know
huh.
what I'm talking about? But one day, yeah, one summer, I came
Hmm.
with one of my sisters back here. It was right after I got out of that finished that program, or well, left the program, and uh, I came here with one of my sisters that had visited, and to come get my boys and my stepdaughter.
Uh huh.
And when we went to the bus stop
Uh huh.
to go to Florida,
Hmm.
Platinum was running around
Oh, really?
his mom and
Run around where
the bus stop. He was
oh,
running around. Nobody was claiming him. He was friendly as can be.
was jumping on people or whatever?
Not really jumping on people. He was just going up to them and stuff and trying to get attention, I guess. But his mom and her boyfriend at the time had took him home with him. And they've had him. Well, she's had him ever since. That boyfriend, they was together up until let's see, 2016 or 17, and he had a heart attack and died.
Uh,
And
I
then
mean,
she
your
was
ex-wife.
no, we wasn't married, but we had let's see, we was probably together for like 6 or 7 years.
Oh, her new guy died.
And, well, not her recent. She was with this other guy named Zach, which he was kind of a douchebag. I guess they're not together now, so I don't know who she is. But ever since Carl, it's kind of been weird because like anytime I try to do anything with the boys or whatnot, I have to talk to Carl or Zach.
Mhm.
And it's like the kids are with me and you, not me and them.
Oh,
That's how I look at it. Like it should be handled between me and her, not me and her boyfriends at the time, because they're not. I mean, yeah, thank you if you want to be a stepdad, but you're still not their fucking dad. And so what goes on with them has not with them and me has nothing to do with them in my eyes. Like they shouldn't have no say because they're my kids, and it's just, that's been rocky. But fortunately for me, my stepdaughter is me and her was always close. She was able to pretty much tell the boys how things went, like that they didn't understand at the time because like with their mom, it was kind of like when it was convenient for her, she would have me around, but when it wasn't in her convenience, like when she didn't need me,
uh huh.
she would make it challenging for me to have a relationship with them.
But you and your stepdaughter, how you get on?
We get along real good. She was born when the towers got hit, and
She born towers got hit.
yeah,
Oh, she grown.
and I got with her mom when she was well. I met her mom when she was 3 years old, and like a year later, or two like that, that's when me and her mom got together, and so I'm probably one of the most consistent guys in her life
Yeah,
growing
a
up.
father figure. That's cool.
I
That's
would
cool.
like even after me and her mom and I wasn't able to see the boys, but I knew where her bus stop was, so I'd be there in the morning sometimes. She's we've always been pretty close. So.
Well, that's great. So, what do your kids want to be when they grow up, or when they get, you know?
Mm, I don't know. I think my oldest son, he's worked at Burger King for the past year, and my youngest son, he hasn't started working. I don't know if I guess he's tried looking, but I've noticed with him, he's kind of he's real shy and nervous. I can
Okay.
see the last time he come and hung out with me, him and his brother, he kept kind of like with his hands and stuff. So he probably gets that from me because I get a little social anxiety around, especially groups,
Mhm.
or if I'm or around people or unfamiliar area, I get real. But I bite my nails more than anything.
Well, nice talking to you, bud.
Or something you too.
John. Thank
Hell yeah.
you, bud.
You're welcome.